and gentlemen, and we are here now with our uniquely Pinoy segment here at Sweet Talk, not just a talk show. Friends, tonight we have our guest, a choreographer that transformed dances from merely putting steps together into a non-verbal communication through body movement. Please welcome Mr. Douglas Nierras.
Good evening, sweetie. Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me over.
And thank you for giving us the opportunity of talking to Douglas Nierras.
It's more my pleasure than yours, I'm sure.
Yeah. Douglas, one of my first question is, there are several dance steps. We have the ballet, the jazz, the modern dance, hip-hop. But what is Douglas's forte?
Well, of all the dance disciplines that you have mentioned, most of which I have had training already, my forte is really teaching jazz, number one, but choreographing contemporary dance. The category of contemporary dance is a very new category that has come about in the recent, let's say, maybe 4-5 decades. This discipline is called from basic modern dance, which is an offshoot of ballet, but it combines all different types of dance medium. It has jazz, it has hip-hop, it has pop, it has folk, it has ethnic. You can combine any kind of movement to put together a message. In other words, contemporary dance is message and idea and concept centered.
I remember there was a time I watched one of your shows where, I was really amazed because a dancer could transform himself into a chair, into a door, or whatever.
Yes.
I was really amazed. Where did you get those inspirations?
Well, actually, the basic material and instrument of a choreographer is the dancer. So, and the medium dictates that we give ideas and we show visions and visuals of things or ideas that can be transformed from the dancer's body, not necessarily translating it literally from the object itself. As you said, like a chair or a door or whatever. No? Since like a painter never uses anything else except paint on a canvas. And my paint is the dancer, and my canvas is the stage. So I can do anything with the dancer and with the stage as long as I can imagine it to be.
Wow, what a very big and wild imagination.
That goes with training and exposure and paying specific attention to what you see every day and what you learn from your past and experience.
Okay, having this imagination, how long could you say that you can extract the best in a potential dancer?
The human body and the human mind is limitless, as we say. If the person puts it into his or her mind to do something, that time is of no consequence. You can become a perfect dancer in a month, in 2 months, in a year, depending on how intensely you want it.
Really?
And if that's what we call the killer instinct. If you really have a killer instinct, you don't need to be doing this until you die training. You can do this, and with intelligence and with application, you can do this in a very short span of time or a longer span of time. It depends on the person, really. So I would say with my training is basically constant. I push, I make everybody behave, and I make everybody do as they're told. But some people understand that and absorb it faster than others. Some people understand it longer but become more consistent with it.
Okay.
Some people understand it faster but don't have the patience to dedicate themselves and commit.
So what do you do with them?
I think dance training has a natural weeding out process. If the person is not really if you don't have the propensity for a real career in dance, you will eventually weed yourself out. Because there are so many things so many principles and philosophies involved. You have to have the interest to like it. You have to have the patience to keep on training until you're good. You have to have that sense of principle and integrity to commit yourself and respect yourself in the art before you can even say that you are a dancer who dances.
Yes. So it's like saying also that you can, with Douglas Nierras here, he can also put the dancers not merely using the feet but also the heart and soul.
Yes,
with those,
yes, that's part of the training. I don't think, in my school of thought, I do not, well, we have a power dance pedagogy. And in my school of thought, I never allow people to dance without knowing what they are dancing about, or without having been able to discover what they're dancing about.
Okay. Do you think the dancers here in the Philippines are well compensated when it comes to money?
No.
Okay.
Very
Well.
simple, straightforward, no. Dancers in the Philippines are not compensated in terms of money, in terms of respect, in terms of permanence, in terms of like a solid work situation, nothing. In fact, the country itself does not really recognize dance as an art at this point, and there is no support for it.
Yes, how
Basically.
sad, no?
It's very sad. And what is sadder still is that we are one of the most talented countries and races in the world
I agree.
where dance is concerned.
I agree. Unlike other countries, you know, they start their children young until they're well developed and give them high regards.
Yes.
Especially, she studied in this school of
Yes,
ballet,
yes.
theater, etc., etc.
Yes, that's what they do. So some of us go abroad, some of us work abroad, and we have a lot of that. In fact, the biggest money earner in terms of overseas workers fund coming back into the Philippines are really the dancers that work abroad. But you see, I go to other countries, get exposed in the US, in Europe, especially in Germany and in France, and my heart aches every time I come back that, the countries that I've mentioned so far have very, very strong support for the arts, especially dance. There is a niche where you can go for support, for help, for education. Here in the Philippines, you hardly have anything. We are delegated to television shows that have contests. Dancers are supposed to be the background of a contest offering a bag of money or a car or whatever, and they're supposed to wiggle around, and people think it's dance.
Yes, I empathize with you because I can see they're doing the
Oh, yeah.
split, and what
Oh,
are
yeah.
they actually presenting to the audience? So your comment on this commercial and TV dancing?
Commercial and TV dancing is necessary. It is a day-to-day. It's about the only exposure of people, of ordinary people to dance. So therefore, I would pray and hope that one day TV dancing would take the form of a more legitimate form of dance. Not only dances that you can pick out from non-experienced people on the background who try to promote this as a commercial entity that is used to advertise songs, advertise products, even advertise candidates. But rather, dance as an art form that is creative, that you can get enlightenment from, a little bit of wisdom and education, and a little bit of sensitivity. But I think we're so far a cry from that yet, as of the moment.
Oh, but do you have any inkling, or I know you have an inkling, but do you have a program already of enticing these dancers to become,
Yes.
the ideal dancers that people can watch?
Well, we only do as much as we can. We have programs in the studio. For instance, here in Power Dance Studio, we encourage people who cannot, younger people who cannot afford to take dance lessons and who are talented. We have a scholarship program initiated by us, by the studio alone, by the establishment. And we, about 4 times a year, we audition these young, interested and very, very talented young people. And I take them into a program where they are trained from the basic all the way to the advanced sections in dance. And we have also in our company, the Douglas Nierras Power Dance, we also bring out outreach programs of different kinds. We have the Panalangin program, which is a concert of all prayer dances that we bring around the country, and we're supposed to bring to the US and Canada by November. And it is ideally supposed to be staged in a church. And for people who would like to see how prayer is danced. We have a program of classic pieces in the repertoire of power dance through the 20 years of its existence, and we call that Power Dance Gold. we also use that as a program to do outreach to the younger people and to students, especially in the regions, who cannot come to Manila to watch like legitimate, well-prepared and worked-for shows. And since television and the media are the only exposures they have there, a lot of the misunderstanding and the misrepresentation of dance, is magnified hundreds of times. So we have to fight this in the more live form.
I remember when I was younger, during high school, everybody would attend to PICC projects, and we were exposed to these ballet and theatrical performances. But sadly, I don't think they're having it at the moment.
Governments change.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I remember.
That is without saying, because in the past, the government had a real program for the arts and culture. Sad to say now, it is it's a very rare program that you see, very, very rare. And it has come to a point where people are more interested in what they will earn more than what they will earn physically and financially to support their lives, their daily lives, than what they would need to feed their souls, their intellect.
Don't you think that's one way it's another way that the reason why the dancers are, you know, a little bit awkward now, because they're more thinking about the money instead of the arts?
Yes, you're right in some way, no? Because I have had experience. We try to train young, interested, and very talented dancers, and they don't have the patience to stay. They would like to come out on TV and earn some money and just go out and have exposure and become stars, which is very few and far between, since television really can accommodate only a very, very few number of people and make them stars. But they have dreams, and you know, the coming out of these reality shows has really made a dent on that. It has made young kids think that, you know, success is a stardom flick away. If you have nice teeth and you have beautiful skin and you have the right backing and exposure, you'll be a star and you'll earn money. But that has become a very, very shallow perception of what success and what fulfillment is. It's quite sad, actually.
Well, Douglas, do you have any message to our televiewers?
Well, I hope that, you know, I certainly hope that with your help, Sweetie, in this program, and other people in the media, especially television, we would be able to represent dance as it truly is. Dance as an art form that gives us, that feeds our soul, that makes us more intelligent, that gives us a higher level of learning and uplifts us to a better, bigger and higher kind of human being. And I hope, you know, I wish you luck in this show, and I hope you're able to go on and help people like us, like me, be able to deliver.
Sweet Talk will be is always open to artists like you.
Thank you very much, Sweetie.
Thank you very much also,
My
Douglas.
pleasure.
There you have it, folks. Mr. Douglas Nierras.